New tonight at 10, a killer in the family. Colorado is leading the country in a controversial genetic crime-solving technique, catching criminals using family members' DNA.
Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen examines whether familial DNA is a slippery slope of privacy or a high-tech tool that should be used more.
She was raped and murdered in her home.
A brutal murder in Arizona. Every lead exhausted.
In 3 years, it was going nowhere.
A father desperate for answers. And a former Denver DA who says his new company can get them.
Because guys like that usually don't stop till you catch them.
So what if catching a killer means looking at his high-tech family tree? Familial DNA screening is a controversial crime-solving tool used by only 12 states, including Colorado. The idea, when DNA from a crime scene doesn't have a perfect match in the federal database, search for a near match, like a father or brother.
We can completely revolutionize the DNA database in this country.
Mitch Morrissey co-founded United Data Connect, a company that sells familial DNA screening software. But he's long been at the forefront of this technology. As Denver DA getting a conviction on some car break-ins in 2009 after connecting the suspect's DNA to a relative already behind bars.
It showed that it worked. That's primarily what we were doing.
Since then, the most famous familial DNA success story was the Grim Sleeper, a serial killer targeting women in South Central LA for years, even though police had his DNA. In 2010, a familial DNA search linked to his son and eventually led to his arrest.
These are generally cold cases. These are cases in where all investigative leads have been exhausted.
CBI Assistant Director Katie Featherston says Colorado has used familial DNA software for about a decade, with no major cases solved yet. She cautions the science can rank a list of possible relatives, not confirm them. Investigators have to do the legwork. Not everyone believes the state should be casting a wider net.
Using DNA and relying on that as the silver bullet is wrong-headed.
Civil libertarians like Denise Maez say it disproportionately affects Black and brown communities with larger families. And then privacy.
The guardrails around protecting your privacy and mine are moving at a much slower pace than the technology that's out there to invade your privacy and mine.
Opponents also point to reports of false positives. A New Orleans man cleared after an initial match. And the searches are expanding even further, police even using private genealogy databases to find relatives. But back to the Arizona cold case. No clues on Allison Feldman's killer.
This is the first case they used our software on.
Police say they got a familial DNA hit for this inmate, a convicted child molester. That led them to his brother, now charged with first-degree murder.
It's probably one of the biggest advancements in my time in law enforcement.
3 long years, Morrissey says. The case could have been cracked in an instant.
That's why familial searching is so important, is that it saves you time, it saves you money, and it protects and prevents other people from being the victims of these predators.
For this father, it's finally justice, the same justice he wants for other families waiting for answers.
The search just narrowed right in, so I'm not sure it would ever have been solved.
Morrissey tells me his familial DNA software has helped catch 2 serial rapists and solve 2 murders. And it's just the beginning. It's about to be put on the cloud so investigators anywhere can do a search and get their results.